I'm Natalie, welcome back to the gym. Keeping on the theme of golf mobility, that's exactly what today's video is about. This is not only one of my favourite exercises that I use a lot on myself in terms of warm-ups and before I play golf, but also I use it with a lot of my clients as well because the benefits are massive. So this is definitely one of the most underrated mobility drills you can do for your golf swing. It looks nothing like golf, but trust me, it's effective. In the golf swing, we have lots of movements happening all the time from our joints. One of the key movements that happens is called internal rotation. So if you're a right-handed golfer, when you rotate to your backswing, your right hip will rotate internally, and as we rotate to our downswing, our left hip will rotate internally. So as people, if we can't create internal rotation, what tends to happen in the golf swing is we have some form of compensation. So for most common ones, we'll be swaying off the ball in the backswing, or some form of early extension or change of posture in the downswing where we don't clear through the hips. This exercise creates internal rotation of both hips, simply using your own body weight. Now, I'm down on the mat, but I'm actually going to film this from reverse. So I'm going to end up lying the other way, so hopefully you can see this from a better angle. So I apologise for having my head to you and not my face. I've got myself a little 7-kilo kettlebell here. You don't need something that's particularly heavy. You could just use a water bottle. You don't even need to use anything, but a prop tends to help with this exercise. It's something to work against. So if you've got weights at home, you're in a gym setting, give yourself a little bit of weight. Typically, the heavier it is, sometimes the easier this exercise can be because it's something, a bit of a counterbalance to work with. If you've never done this before or you're a newbie to the gym and exercises, I'd start with this pretty light. So I'm going to swivel myself around and bring that closer to me. So the positive about this is you get to have a lie down. The negative is it can be a little bit fiddly. So what we're looking for, if I start on my right hand side, I'm going to bring my right knee directly over my hip joint, so I create 90 here. My left leg as straight as possible, so nicely extended through this hip here. Now there's 2 hand positions. That would be gold standard. The more difficult one, which creates one straight line through the left hand side of my body here. For most people, this is a bit of a struggle initially, so we go just out to the side for support. Once I've got those positions nailed, I'm going to pick up my weight and I'm pressing this directly over my shoulder. So the key thing with the weight is that you keep your eyes on the weight the whole time. So try not to let your head roll around and your vision move away from the weight or the dumbbell above you. Otherwise, all that's going to happen is the arm is going to wobble, and that is not good. We don't want it on our face. So once I've got this position, all I'm looking to do here is get my right hip to stack on top of my left hip, my right shoulder to stack on top of my left shoulder. So it looks a little bit like this. You're going to push through the lower body, and take the upper body with you. If you can get this knee all the way down with the foot on that side, my arm would still be balanced on the floor. And the most crucial thing here is I've got my eyes on the weight and the weight directly over my shoulder. So this would be the end position. Then all I'm going to do is, as one, slowly roll myself back down. So again, just to go through the rep, push a little bit through the lower body, take the upper body with you, and then you've got this stacked position where you should see one straight line through the left-hand side of my body, and I've still got my eyes on the weight up here. So slowly bringing yourself all the way back down. Last rep to look at this properly, over through the lower body, knee touches the floor. Really good stack, so you can see that the hip, or my right hip's directly over my left hip. My right shoulder is directly over my left shoulder, and that's where we create that internal rotation element, and then slowly back to the start. So a couple of the key mistakes people make with this exercise is only moving the lower body. So they go like this with the legs, and they leave pretty much the shoulder blades down on the ground, and then they feel a bit stuck here, and they can't go any further. The second mistake is taking your eyes off the weight or moving the shoulder in the opposite direction. So as you start to go this way, we don't want that weight because you can see it's quite heavy and it's going to pull me in the opposite direction here. And we also don't want the weight to be falling on this side because that's also going to drag me down this way because it's fairly heavy. So In terms of the positioning, if you're looking for the harder position, the arm would come here, you would have your weight or your bottle, whatever you're using. You've got that straight line, and we would stack this way, creating that nice long line through the left-hand side and slowly controlling it back down. This video is sponsored by GX Golf Gloves. Awesome quality golf gloves for all golfers. And the best bit is you can save yourself a fortune because they're way cheaper than regular brands. You can save yourself even more money by using the code PRO10. For this exercise, I'd be looking to do both sides of the body. But if you have one hip that you feel is particularly more of a struggle, you could always double up the sets on that particular side. Anything around 8 to 10 reps each side is good for this exercise. Definitely quality over quantity, so remember your technique pointers. The key thing here is that the upper and the lower body work as one. So they have one smooth roll, both left and right hand sides. You shouldn't feel disconnected in any way where the lower body moves more than the upper or vice versa. When you feel you've got that stack, so hip on top of hip, shoulder on top of shoulder, pause for a split second and then slowly control yourself back down to the start. So that is your go-to exercise to achieve internal rotation at the hips. For both the right hand side, your back swing turn, and the left hand side, your downswing turn. Unless you're a lefty, obviously flip that over. Otherwise known as the best or the most underrated mobility drill for golfers. Really simple, you're achieving that motion with your own body weight, you're getting some mobility through the whole of your body as well as the pelvis. Roughly about 8 to 10 reps each side, slow, under control, have a go. Thanks again for joining me on this video. Hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed this, you feel like this might benefit your golf game as well. Don't forget you can share this channel with your golfing friends. Maybe not if you want to be better than them, but for my sake, give it a share. And I'll see you next time with a brand new topic.